What is up, everybody? It is me, Robo, the freaking Rican, back. Um, every time, every time I'm gonna say the same thing. Hold on 1 second. All right, every time I'm gonna say the same thing. Sorry about that. It was a long time, and yada yada yada. Gonna be like that. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody's doing all right. All right. Um, what's up, Sig Fang, Architect of Sin? You're doing well. What are you playing? You streaming still? I haven't seen the bot go off and announce you streaming. Playing them games. I definitely am gonna oh, did you? Man, why didn't I see it? Wonder if let me see. Promote yourself. I see Nerdy Redneck. Bada, Nerdy Redneck. You say you did earlier today on Twitch. Wonder why I didn't shot you out. Interesting. I gotta remind me to look at that. Oh, you saw it? You saw it? Okay. All right. Well, never mind then. Yeah, maybe it deleted it or something. I know sometimes you can say like remove it um, when it when it's not live anymore. So maybe it's doing that. I don't know. Well, we definitely have some stuff to talk about today. I will be honest, I I did not prep as much as I would like to do whenever it comes to these streams. So we're gonna be what's the word? Flying by the seat of our pants today as we talk about Trump and just kind of going with the flow. The main things I want to talk about is Trump at the National Association of Black Journalists. That was a sight. That was an event. He, did his normal thing. I think he's in he's in a rally right now. Kamala Harris is doing her thing over at a sorority or something like that, and we'll check in on that. We do have brain rot today, and it's gonna be a Mr. Beast video. And again, so this is how I usually do it. Whenever we do a brain rot, it's gonna be because I see something. That JD Vance though, yeah, yeah. You know what? I'll tell you. Look, it's kind of weird for me. It's weird because I have to sit there and know that Kamala Harris is not in line with, my ideals or my politics with regard to me being a socialist. And it's rough because while that is true, it is really hard to not get wrapped up in the celebratory nature of watching Trump completely unravel and just he's losing it. He's losing it. They are all losing it. And I'll tell you, JD Vance is a part of that. JD Vance is a part of that. They know that he is not good for Trump. He's not going to get replaced in time. Trump is not going to lose face and replace him. It's great. It gets funnier as the day goes on. Yeah, 100%, 100%. It'll stop being funny if she were to win. And right now, polls, she's pulling ahead. She's pulling ahead in the polls. Sketchy got hands was good. Like when you show up. I know you work. One thing I can argue with Harris. Sometimes it has to be. Sometimes it has to be. Yeah. Right. It's gonna be less funny when she wins, and there's billions of dollars still going to Israel, and we're still vetoing consequences for Israel in the Security Council. It's gonna be less funny when she goes in on the border because don't forget, Kamala Harris is the one who goes on and says, for those thinking about coming to America, do not come. There's a lot of stuff that I think there's this kind of misguided hope and celebration that we saw under Obama. And then what did Obama do? Okay, we got Obamacare, that's great. We also got the tons of bombing outside of congressional approval, outside of wars, just drone striking motherfucker out there. You know what I mean? Still didn't protect reproductive rights. It's just if you're into liberal politics and you're okay with that sort of incrementalism that is there by design because the people in power have to remain in power, then you're able to kind of see, if you're not okay with that, it's because you're able to see kind of the bigger picture. Counterpoint, she might have a plan to boost other countries' economies. Counterpoint to what? Counterpoint to the do not come. That's irrelevant to me though, as a leftist. It's irrelevant because I don't think we should be locking up people and having kids in cages anyway, regardless if their country is shit or not. The reason I was actually talking about this with Maneater the other day, where we're kind of discussing overpopulation, and what does it mean to talk about overpopulation? And I'll tell you, overpopulation is a lie. It's bullshit. Overpopulation is kind of like, whenever people start talking about overpopulation, it reminds me of California telling people to stop washing their cars on certain days of the week. Smoke one Kenobi, he was good. All while millionaire golf courses are sitting there watering their lawns 3 times a day. Hey, limit your showers, or only shower on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because we're in a drought. And Nestle's out there bottling water, stealing water from underground and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so when you hear about overpopulation, please believe that it is along those same bullshit ass lines. There isn't a problem with the amount of people that are on the earth. There's a problem with hoarding of resources, right? Like, most of America is empty. You could just put homes there. You know what I mean? There is tons of food being thrown out. There's wealth being hoarded. There's millions of empty homes. And it's definitely not a problem with regard to population. Exactly that, Bone Factory. There really shouldn't be borders when it comes to humanitarian rights, human rights. 100%. 100%. So I don't really have a problem with that. Sketchy got hands. I remember there was an article that the economy was doing well, that it brought up other countries, but at the same time, yes, the Biden administration needs to release those migrants. Yeah. But I mean, we're talking about different things. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is a fact, right? I think that if you want to get upset that countries in the global south have migrant and refugees moving north, then you have to ask yourself, like, who is causing these situations? You know what I mean? Like, we have Cuban refugees. Why did we have the whole rush of Cuban refugees? I mean, not even talking about the ones that Castro ousted, the ones that continue to this day to come here. Why does that happen? Maybe we have something to do with that. You know what I mean? Venezuela, Maduro just won. Why is their economy that way? Who is making it that way? So it's kind of like we want to shed on people for wanting to to come up here when it's up here who's I wouldn't say we do all of it, like it's like we are literally causing shitty economies, but we sure shit don't help when we start talking about destabilizing and interfering in other people's elections and shit like that. So anyways, okay, so Trump speaks at the National Association of Black Journalists. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch a little bit of his rally if it's still going on. If not, we'll see the repeat. And then Kamala Harris is talking at a sorority. Kind of want to hear what she has to say. And then we'll do a little bit of we'll look into Venezuela. I'll be honest with you. Talking about Venezuelan politics is not my strong suit. I know there was a lot of reactions on TikTok about it. A lot of people crying and recording. I'm not so sure what to. I gotta dig in a little bit deeper. I'm gonna admit I don't want to talk out of my shit. Policies are only okay when the U.S. does it right. Yeah. Exactly, right? That's why we can shit on China for their social score, all while people are, can't survive without a credit score. Like, hello, but fuck, what was I saying? I don't know. I forgot. I want to be able to dig in deeper on Venezuelan politics because when you start like out the gate, right, without digging into it, without being like plugged in to South American politics, it's Maduro bad, right? Maduro corrupt dictator, right? It's like it's another Putin down there. And then you start looking into it and you're like, okay, let me get to the bottom of this. I kind of want to talk about this. It was the election that went on today. And turns out, are we getting more of the whole like Western / really that just means American bias, right? Media bias, because it's like, oh, okay, so we sit there and when they want to control resources that our billionaires want to be able to control and make money off of, then they get sanctioned. And it's like, okay, alrighty then, mistreatment of protesters. Interesting. Yeah, let's go back to the summer of 2020. Let's go back to the colleges beating the shit out of students protesting for Palestine. But we're putting sanctions on Venezuela. So long story short is, I don't know if there's a clear bad guy in Venezuela. I don't know who the other dude is, so maybe it was a good guy. I don't know. Maybe he did get cheated, but I'm just not sure how bad or good Maduro is. So, our brain rot's gonna be pretty interesting. I hope you guys agree. I saw about half of it, then I said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna watch this on stream. Mr. Beast did a video. It's about 30 minutes where he did like a game show kind of thing, and I found it to be pretty interesting. It was 1 through 100. And here I'll just so like 1 through 100, and everybody was in these boxes, and basically each, it was, you know what it was? It was like that squid. Oh, there it is. That's kind of what I want to show. Is that everybody's in these cubicles back here, and then they have to vote each other out, and it gets pretty emotional. All that stuff. Respawn. Hello, love. How are you? But let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Yeah. So, the National Association for Black Journalists invites Donald Trump to this conference. According to Donald Trump, they are 30 minutes late. You'll hear him talk about that. And he says that they tricked him because Kamala Harris was supposed to be there as well. And she's not. Apparently they're going to do a Zoom meeting in October or September or something like that. And so he's in a bad mood. There are some things that he says in here that I can tell are true because it's already, it'll start off scuffed from the beginning. Like whoever is running their system, I think like had me levels of sound engineering experience. What's going on, Maneater? Hello, love. I hope tennis was good. So he's upset that they're 30 minutes late. The equipment isn't working right. He can't hear some of the people. But really what's going on here is the woman on stage that are interviewing him, at least one especially, does not hold back. Just really goes in. And so let's just check it out.
And anchor of the Faulkner Focus and co-host of Outnumbered.
That's not
to
me.
take on
That's
corporate
them.
landlords and cap rent increases, and take on big pharma and cap the cost of prescription.
We'll get to you. We'll get to you.
On Fox News, Harris Faulkner.
NABJ.
I think there was 3 on stage.
Here we go. Test. Good afternoon, NABJ, and welcome to a conversation with former President Donald Trump. This discussion continues a decades-long tradition
that there was a Fox News one there because that's the one he got along with.
To discuss the policies and their impact with the candidates who are running for president, and the impact of those policies, especially in black communities. Former Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton have attended the NABJ conventions either as presidents or as presidential candidates in past years. NABJ is currently in conversation with Vice President Kamala Harris's team to schedule a Q&A either in person or virtually in September.
I'm here for it.
As we use opportunities like these, both to inform our reporting, but also to help voters understand the choices that they face in a consequential and historic election year. NABJ has partnered with PolitiFact to fact-check this conversation in real time. You can access that feed on social media.
It was a nice color.
Using the hashtag NABJFactCheck. Again, the hashtag is NABJFactCheck. We have a lot to get to, and we do not want to waste any time, so let's bring out the former President of the United States, the Republican nominee for President, former President Donald Trump.
NABJ. Even the music, I just want to say that the music is really bad. Like, the music they're using is like what I would expect Nickelodeon, who's doing like, oh, they're going to a black school and the main characters are white and they're going to a black school and everybody's playing basketball outside and this is the music that they're playing it to let you know they're in a black neighborhood. Oh yeah, there's
Mr.
not
President, we
much
so
applause
appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, Why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
So, who thinks that he's just going to answer the question? Maybe defend himself, right? I mean, he's just going to answer the question, I imagine.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like.
So that legislation that he's talking about, by the way, it's used all the time. It's used by Trumpsters. It's used by his administration. What he is talking about is a legislation that was written and authored and submitted by Democrats. Before he was president, it came across okay, I don't want to lie. It either was up for renewal and he signed it, or it came up to his desk after he became president and he signed it. Either way, every law has to be signed by the president to become law. He did not it wasn't him and it wasn't the Republicans.
Like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer
very
the question
nasty
on your rhetoric
question.
and why you
I have
believe
answered the
it's
question.
I just wanted to bitch about
I have been the best president
cry.
for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you?
I don't actually doubt that that just by how this thing started. That's what I was saying earlier. Just based how this thing started with the whole the technical difficulties. Look, shit happens, and for him to cry about it is pretty telling. He wants to redirect the conversation. Probably was late. Probably did have technical difficulties. That shit happens. But he wants to cry about it because it's definitely a Karen moment.
How do you define DEI? Go ahead.
How do you define DEI?
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
Give me a
literally
definition
the words.
then. Would you give me a definition of that? Give me a definition of
Sir,
that.
I'm asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can.
So I'm going to say something. This is going to be a little bit of a hot take, so bear with me here. I don't care about respectability politics. I don't care. I like what she's doing right here. Okay, trust me. Like Jasmine Crockett, love it. Right? I don't care. Right? But there are different. There's different approaches to journalism. And I think there are a lot of journalists who are too soft, who don't know how to engage and keep people on task. We saw it with a moderator who did what's her Lauren Boebert in the debate. You know, just kept keeping her on point. But there is a so there's people who are weak. There's people who are good at staying on task, and then there are people who I don't like your ass, and I'm not gonna pretend to like your ass. And this is what she's doing. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I like it, but you're not gonna you can't really expect Trump to not you know show his ass, which by the way is probably a good tactic because he wants to look like a moderate. He wants to look like he's the mentally sane one, right? He's supposed to be the adult in the room. It's never going to work, and this is going to kind of pull him into that. But
say no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage.
This is their new angle right here.
Until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
Black
that
I
she
think
is
somebody should look into that too when you ask.
You always know who's a racist by how they say black. Like when you have to like give like that millisecond pause and have an emphasis on the word, there's a certain level of disgust that you are betraying. Like now she wants to be black. Like like I was black people. You have to like it's like it's hard for you to get out of your mouth.
Continue
with
in
the
a very
hard B.
hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some
I really
Republicans have
don't
said?
know. I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there, Harris, is a fantastic person who just interviewed me at length. And we had a great interview, I think, and I heard you got very good ratings on that
Well,
interview.
you told me it was the longest one of your life, so we had a good discussion. Look, I want to talk about why you're here today. I mean, it is not lost on us how divided we are as a country. And as you
And so the Fox News reporter comes in and saves him because she's setting him on fire, right? She's like pouring gasoline all around his feet, and she's trying to like throw matches in it. And here comes mom to say, "No, let's here's some easy questions for you."
were coming today, we really got to see that we were divided along the lines of race, along the lines of gender, and there is this question of, in this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions.
This motherfucker's at the National Association for Black Journalists, and a lot of journalists here are black, apparently. You know, I don't know because I don't see color. So
and millions
blurred without fear, made it from the wilderness. I hope you learned your lesson, Blurred. I hope you learned your lesson. You don't go. That place is not for us. Okay. Stay out of the woods.
that happened to be
Elite
taking
X1,
black
what's
jobs.
up?
You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black
Hold
job.
on. We gotta run that back. Hold on.
And there is this question of, in this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a A lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
And
Mr. President,
they're taking.
A black job is anybody who has a job. What is that? What does that even mean? What does that mean? What is a black job? A black job is anybody who has a job. Oh. Okay.
The employment away from black people. They're coming in, they're invading. It's an invasion of millions of people, probably 15, 16, 17 million people. I have a feeling it's much more than that. And everybody's been seeing what's happened.
Everybody.
The first group of people, the black population, is affected most by that. And Kamala is allowing it to happen. She's the border czar. She's the worst border czar in the history.
You get a point. You get 1 point because these motherfuckers out there think they're slick. And the way that they are purposefully mispronouncing her name. I mean, I've called her Kamala a bunch of times, right? Kamala. I just think of the punctuation comma. I think of a comma, I'm going to always get Kamala right. But then you get made fun of for it, right? Like you're like, oh, and then you want to get her name right. And then other commentators will start making fun of her and then will say her name wrong on purpose. It's them little like, hey, that's why it's dog whistling, right? Just like, what? I can't, now calling her Kamala's racist? Like, no, not inherently, but it is when you do it.
The world, there's never been a border czar like this. She's never even essentially been. She said she was there once, but not the right part of the border.
Coming in first again.
So
that's
she was a border czar. She's done a horrible job. These people are coming into our country, and they're taking black jobs and Hispanic jobs, and frankly, they're taking union jobs. Unions are being very badly affected by all of the millions of people that are pouring into our country. And one thing, as we discussed,
which one's the right
many
one?
of these people are coming in from mental institutions, from prisons, from jails. They're gang members in other countries. Other countries are setting loose their prisoners. They're opening up their prisons and their mental institutions, and they're taking their bad people, drug dealers, gang members, and they're bringing them into the United States. And by the way, their crime rate is going down. And our crime rate is going to be a disaster.
Mr. President, I want to get into how you address some of the issues with black communities. And I say that plural because we live in communities of color that are different. We're not all.
I have a special like little place in my heart. And it's very like, well, no pun intended, but it's a dark place. And it's reserved for conservatives of color, black and brown conservatives. And, you know, if anybody knows Christian mythology, like there's hell, right? But then there's a special part of hell that's just for Satan and his demons. And that's how my heart is modeled, where like there's these people I hate, but then there's like this special spot for black and brown conservatives. And I'm like, God, dude, make me so sick. And that's what she's doing. What made me want to say that is just now what she said was like because we're not all a monolith. You know, I say communities. Like, yes, bitch, we know, we get it. Yeah, you are a Republican. Fuck you.
How you address some of the issues with black communities. And I say that plural because we live in communities of color that are different. We're not all the same. We don't vote the same. We don't think the same.
True.
It's not monolithic. So as you come here today, I want to talk about something that bursts. And this is the weight of the inflation on this country right now. The nonprofit Money Management International recently released data from its mid-year analysis that we have found a 52% rise in people who are seeking counseling for being in credit debt. They're paying for food that is sky high on their credit cards, and now they can't pay that off. The credit counseling nonprofit MMI, as I said, is saying now that they've seen surges that they haven't seen since we were in a pandemic of people in financial trouble. Much of that falls on the shoulders of single moms, single black moms. When you look statistically, how do you turn it around? What's your plan for the black community when it comes to money?
So, first of all, it's very hard to hear you for whatever reason because of the fact that they have bad equipment. Because I guess this woman was unable to get the right equipment. But it's very hard for me to hear you, but I can hear every other word. It's very difficult, actually. But so I don't know if they can fix it.
I'm going to be problematic here, okay? I'm going to be problematic. And you know how you know you're being problematic? You have almost 40,000 channel points. You need. I should probably do something with that, huh? I'm going to be problematic. And instead of saying I don't mean to be problematic, but I'm just going to say I'm being problematic. Own it. And you know you're being problematic when you have to say something like, oh, I'm not trying to, I love who you want, right? There's always some sort of qualifier, right? I really do think you should love who you want. I don't give a fuck. But it seems like it always is the case. Always, right? Like every time, man, woman, doesn't matter. Every time. Yeah, straight. Every time. That's what I like about you, Ree. You don't see color. You don't see color. You know what's funny, too? You know what's funny? Remember I tell you guys all the time I used to be a conservative? Guess what my ex-wife was? Every time.
I'll do the best I can with it. The inflation is absolutely destroying our middle class, our working class, virtually every class. Inflation is a disaster in our country. Inflation is a country buster. It breaks every country. And we had, in my opinion, the worst inflation we've had. They say it's 58 years, but I think it's much more than that. It's been devastating. And if you just take a look at a lot of things they don't include, like interest rates. Interest rates went from 2.4% to 10%, and you can't get the money. People can't buy houses. They no longer have the American dream. Young people, young black people, they don't have the American dream anymore. They can't buy a house. They can't borrow the money because of the cost of the money. They can't buy it because of the cost of housing, because of the cost to build it, because of inflation. Inflation,
I would say my current wife was definitely more left than me on a lot of things when I met her.
Probably as much
So
or
what do
then
you
I
do?
just took off.
You know what we have to do? We have to bring down the cost of energy.
I don't know if
and that's
she'll
gonna bring
agree or
down the
not,
cost of
but
inflation. This was
if
all
she
started
doesn't,
with a bad energy policy by Joe Biden.
She's not being
By the way,
honest with herself if she
if
says
I might,
that
I was running
I'm not
against
more
a
left
man
than
named
her.
Biden.
I
You
took
probably
off.
saw that. And he was losing very badly in the polls, and then he had a rather bad debate. I would say it was a bad debate.
Can I
would say it was
please?
one of
Can
the
I
worst,
please what?
worst debates in history. And his poll numbers crashed. And instead of saying, let's keep going, and maybe something happens the other way, they said, oh, we're going to replace him. Let's just replace him. That's like you're in a fight, a prize fighter.
This guy is bitching because he said when we changed out Biden with Kamala Harris, then we did some sort of we cheated. I don't think he understands the primary process because he didn't really have to have one, especially in 2020. But the fact of the matter is that you are, when you put in a vote for Biden and Kamala Harris on a ticket, then you are saying, I want Biden as the president, and if he can't do it, I want Kamala Harris as the president. So if you voted on that ticket, Kamala Harris was already on the ticket, you dumbass.
In a fight, he's not doing where you say, let's bring in another fighter. So our whole campaign was steered toward him.
This is him, by the way,
and
panicking.
now we have to steer toward him. But ultimately, it's the same because they have bad policy. They have policies of open borders, unbelievable open borders, horrible energy policies. They want to get rid of, as you say, gasoline in cars. They want to get rid of oil. They want to get rid of efficient heating.
Mr. President.
Environmentally, what they're doing is killing our country. They're absolutely destroying our country.
Please.
But the inflation is the thing that's hurting the black worker, the black population, and every other population within our country. Inflation is the worst it's been, I think, in over 100 years. And they'll fact check it. They'll say it's only 58. Whatever it may be, they don't add all the numbers. They don't add the really bad numbers, and you can check that too. But inflation, Harris, is absolutely destroying this country and the people in our country. Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
President, can I ask you another question
Yes,
that is also impacting black Americans?
And that's very clear now. Good.
I'm sorry?
It's very clear. I hear you.
Okay. So Sonia Massey, someone from Illinois, an unarmed black woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like that officer have immunity, in your opinion?
Immunity?
So will he answer the question? You said officers should have immunity from split decision actions. Will Trump answer this question?
Immunity.
I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, and it didn't look good to me. It didn't look good to me. Are you talking with the water, right?
Yeah, well, police unions are not backing this person either.
Okay.
But again, why would...
They're going to be charging the officer. I guess they're charging the officer.
So
See
why
how
should
he's
he
dancing
receive
around?
immunity?
Hasn't given an answer.
Well, he might not. I mean, it depends. It depends on what happens. I'm talking about people that are much different cases than that. We need people to protect ourselves. And by the way, in Chicago, as an example, a few weeks ago, July 4th weekend, they had 117 shootings and 17 deaths. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. We need to have our police officers have the respect and dignity back.
What over his hands?
In this particular case, I saw something that didn't look good to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
So can you get a little more specific back to the immunity question? Who would make those
Well, right now,
distinctions?
for the most part,
okay.
people are protected
DM
by
it to
their
me on
unions, by
Discord.
their police unions, or by their police departments. But I'm saying if I felt, or if a group of people would feel that somebody was being unfairly prosecuted because the person did a good job maybe with crime, or made a mistake, an innocent mistake. There's a big difference between being a bad person and making an innocent mistake. But if somebody made an innocent mistake,
You're looking
I
fresh
would
and clean.
want to help that person.
What would those exceptions be? What would determine
You
an
go
innocent
after
mistake?
somebody.
Does that look like a 5.56 round from an AR-15? What a 223? Bap. I'm not on the conspiracy train of that it didn't happen or whatever. But let me tell you something. That motherfucker didn't get shot. Cause something nicked his ear, caused a lot of blood. There's zero damage to that ear. Zero. You don't get clipped by a bullet and there's zero damage. Okay? He got a tiny little fucking scratch. Something probably scratched on the way down. Still haven't seen any official reports.
And it's a very close call, and it's very dangerous. And you know, they have the policeman's life and woman is a very difficult thing, because sometimes you have less than a second to make a life and death decision, and sometimes very bad decisions are made. They're not made from an evil standpoint, but they're made from the standpoint of they made a mistake.
So I want to follow up really quickly. I find it interesting because you do talk about reining in prosecutors, especially when it comes to prosecutors that are prosecuting you. Why doesn't that skepticism apply to law enforcement?
Well, I've been prosecuted because I'm a political opponent of two people that have weaponized our justice system. I've been prosecuted. I just won the big case in Florida. Everyone said that was the biggest case. That was the most difficult case. and I just won it. Now, Biden has a similar case, except much worse. I was protected under the Presidential Records Act. Biden wasn't, because he wasn't president at the time.
Really suits me.
And he had 50 years worth of documents, and they ruled that he was incompetent, and therefore he shouldn't stand trial. And I said, isn't that something? He's incompetent, and he can't stand trial, and yet he can be president. Isn't that nice?
Mr. President,
but they released him on the basis that he was incompetent. They said he had no memory, and he was a nice old guy, but he had no memory, and therefore we're not going to prosecute him. I won the case, and it got very little publicity. I didn't notice ABC doing any publicity on it, George.
We covered you extensively, sir. I'd love to move over on to
I
different
didn't
topics
notice you
now.
do any publicity on it at all. I won the case, the biggest case. This is an attack on a political opponent. I have another one where I have a hostile judge.
We have you for a limited time, sir. I'd love to move on to different topics.
No, excuse you. You're the one that held me up for 35 minutes, just so you understand.
If we can move on now to the state of the race, sir, I want to get back to the campaign. Senator J.D. Vance is your running mate. He's had a lot of controversy lately, and I want to read you a few things that he has said in the past. He said the Democrats running the country are a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. He's not talking here about how great it is to be a parent. He's attacking what he says are the choices people are making to not have children.
For real, yeah.
Did you know that he had these views about people who do not have children before you picked him to be your running mate, and do you agree with him?
No, I know this. He is very family-oriented.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about whether or not, he didn't answer the immunity question. That's because he just says shit. That's it. What do my people like to? The whole thing between her laugh or her being mixed race, black and Indian, everything is just what are my people saying right now? What is resonating with them? What are they repeating? I'm gonna repeat it. Cops should get immunity. They have to make decisions on split moment, and we blah 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 blah. I support our cops. Okay, what about this one where it was like straight up murder? Well, yeah, it's crazy, huh? That's wild. It's like, are you gonna answer the question? Woo! I know, right?
And he thinks family is a great thing. That doesn't mean he thinks that if you don't have a family, it's not. I know people with families. I know people with great families. I know people with very troubled families. And I also know people with no families. They didn't meet the right person. Things happen. You go through life, you don't meet the right person.
But he's not just talking about families here. He also says that people that don't have children should get less votes than those that do.
I'm just speaking for myself.
Is that your campaign
I think
position?
I'm speaking for him, too. He strongly believes in family, but I know people with great families. I know people with not great families that don't have a family, and the people without the family are far better. They're superior in many cases, okay? He's not saying they're not. What he's saying is that he thinks the family experience is a very important thing. It's a very good thing. But that doesn't mean that if you grow up and you grow older and you don't meet somebody that would be wonderful to meet and would have been good, that's a
generic. What do you like? That's like his answer about the Bible. What's your favorite part of the Bible? Every part. I can't even pick a favorite part. It's the whole thing.
Bad thing. He's not saying that. My interpretation, you'll have to ask him, actually, but my interpretation is he's strongly family-oriented, but that doesn't mean if you don't have a family, there's something wrong with it.
Just one last point, and then we'll move on. Just one of the bedrock principles of American life is one person, one vote. Senator J.D. Vance has suggested that someone who has children should have more votes than a person who does not have children. I just want to be clear here. Is that the position of your campaign?
Well, no, but it's not something I have ever heard before. I can tell you this. Right now you have illegal aliens coming into our country.
He said no. Okay. All right. I think that's the first answer. That's the first question he's answered all night.
Many from prisons and many from mental institutions, and they want to give them votes. I don't think they should have votes. They came into our country illegally, and they're taking the vote away from all of the people in this room that have been here a long time, that have worked hard, that in many cases, and you'll see this happening, if I'm not elected, you're going to see it happening. If I am, you're not going to have any problem. But you're going to see it happening. a long time. You're going to see the people in this room and people outside of this room are going to be losing their jobs to people that have come into this country illegally.
Mr. President, can we stay with just kind of the state of the race right now? Because I felt like that Vice President question, candidate question was right in there with that. So let's talk about J.D. Vance for a little bit. He's had some stumbles out of the gate. I don't know if you're here.
So when he talks about, I had to dig into this because one thing that I noticed is that unless it's Trump, very rarely are you going to see a lie that is absolutely like with zero basis, right? Like it has to come from something. And whenever I hear a lie that just seems so ridiculous, I'm often like, okay, clearly that's bullshit, right? Clearly, right? Like with the windmills are killing whales. Windmills are killing whales, right? I was talking about this with Ree the other day, and it's like, what's going on? Like, and then they kept repeating, and then he says it in the deal, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. But where does it come from? Turns out he's talking about offshore windmills and how they blah, blah, blah. And I think maybe a whale got injured or something like that. I don't know. But when they talk about illegal immigrants voting, that is a bold-faced lie. But there are some cities, and I don't want to say where because I'll be lying, but there are some cities that have passed laws that allow them to vote in local elections, right? So like you can vote for the school board or you can vote for city council or something like that. It is a federal law that you have to be a U.S. citizen in order to vote in an election. So this idea that they're bringing in illegal migrants, undocumented migrants up to vote in a federal election. First of all, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But you have a whole island. You have America Samoa. You have Puerto Rico. You have the other one. I can't remember. American. What's some islands? What's it called? Help me out. Anyways, none of them could vote. But okay, none of them could vote. But they have citizenship and they have American passports, but we're bringing in migrants for them to vote. Hello.
What we hear as reporters, but it's been a tough couple of weeks for him. Why did you choose J.D. Vance?
Why
did you choose him? And I'm having a hard time hearing too. I know everybody out there can, but it's hard to hear.
I'll tell you why. I chose him because he's a very strong believer in work and the work.
So the migrants pay taxes in so much that even when they use fake social security numbers in order to get jobs, you still get taxes withheld. What's funny about the taxes that migrants, undocumented workers pay, which is a fuck ton, is they pay all the sales tax, right? They pay taxes on gas. And when they're working on a fake social security number, their paycheck gets docked social security, and they'll never get to see the social security money. They pay into social security and never will see it, just so they can have an opportunity to work.
Working man and woman, and especially the working man and woman who have been treated very unfairly, because you have many of them in this room, but you have many of those people, they were treated very unfairly. They worked very hard and they were treated unfairly. He wrote the book that became a bestseller. The movie became a smash hit. He's a very smart guy. Without the benefit of having a family that has contacts, like a father that was well-connected, he got into Yale Law School. He graduated in 2 years from Ohio State, summa cum laude. I mean, you take a look at, his career has been an amazing career. He started off at a level with a a difficult family situation, very difficult with the mother and
Who
father
cares?
and everything else. He ends up going to Yale Law School and was one of the top students, became the head of the Law Journal. I mean, that's an amazing thing. He's a 4-year, he was in the military.
You notice it's the fucking Fox News who gives him these stupid ass, boring softball questions. Everyone else is trying to like ask him questions that cause him to work to get into his policies. And she's like, what's the message you want to give here? Why are you here? Why did you choose JD Vance? Like, why do you, how are you a journalist? I don't give a fuck why he chose JD Vance.
Rachel's point, he, has a lot of opinions about childless women like myself or
There you go. See, and this is where people want. Like, no, let's get back to it. Thank you, Lady in Pink, for your stupid fucking dumb fuck question. That's like, okay, the people want to know, what is your favorite cereal? What is your favorite cereal? And do you put the milk in first or the cereal in first? Big questions. Big questions tonight from Fox News.
People like yourself. Do you think, well, I mean, my point
but at
is
least
here.
it was said in a friendly.
He, has a lot of opinions about childless women like myself or divorced people like yourself. Do you think, well, I mean, my point
but at
is
least
here.
it was said in a friendly manner.
My point is, do you think the Republican Party is getting a little bit too judgy about people's lives when you think about abortion or when you think about what J.D. Vance is saying?
I don't think, look, I think that
Yeah.
the Democrat Party is really the one that has the problem. I think they're radical on abortion because they're allowing abortion in the 9th month. They're allowing the
But I
death.
think it's
They're
about
allowing
freedom,
the
right?
death of a baby after the baby is born, based on
Sir,
the
that
governor
is
of
illegal
Virginia.
in every state
That's-
in the
that's
country.
Based on the governor of Virginia,
Executing a
they're
baby in
allowing the
every
death
state
of the
in the country
baby
is illegal.
after it's born.
It's a
They're allowing
crime.
abortions in the 8th and 9th month. of
Well, Democrats
pregnancy.
have denied
I think they're right. And I
That's
think
the
the
thing.
Republican Party is actually much less. I think I've made them much less radical, perhaps, but the Republican Party, what we're doing
Post-birth
is bringing
abortion.
it back to the states where everybody wanted it. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservative, everybody wanted abortion brought back. They didn't want Roe v. Wade in the federal government. They wanted it, everybody
But the
wanted
majority
it
of
back.
Americans oppose
Excuse
Roe
me.
v. Wade being
They-
overturned.
They
Multiple
don't know
polls have
about
showed that,
this.
sir.
Right now, they're voting. It brought it back to the states. Now, I happen to believe in the 3 exceptions. Ronald Reagan believed with rape, incest, life of the mother. I do. I think most people do. I think most Republicans do also. But if you take a look, right now they're doing, it's an amazing thing, out of the federal government, it's in states, and people are voting. And I will say, Ohio is, let's call it a more liberal version, has been approved. Kansas, the same thing, a little bit surprising to a lot of people. But the people are now voting, and it's taking this issue that's been going on for 52 years and has torn our country apart, and it's giving it to the people to vote on, and they're voting. And
Let's do a quick fact check real quick. So apparently, because remember I said, let's what is the actual truth to it, right? So post the store's former Virginia governor's comments on third trimester abortions. Basically, he was given a hypothetical, and then he asked, I could tell you exactly what would happen. If a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. Northam says in a video from 2019 being shared online, the infant would be delivered, the infant would be kept comfortable, the infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. This is the hypothetical was if a mother requested an abortion while in labor to a fetus with severe deformities, right? And or otherwise wasn't viable. So what people who have a problem with this comment should know is that a do not resuscitate order is a thing. And when it comes to children, that's gonna be on parents, right? So if you give birth to a deformed or otherwise not viable baby, and it's born, it's stillbirth, and you tell the doctors you do not want to keep the baby, then they will not try to save it, which is their right. Happens, but this first, it's a hypothetical. It's not even something that happens, so it's a lie to say that it happens. Second of all, how fucking traumatic, how devastating do you think it would be for a mother who had to do something like that? That's fucking wild.
Many states have already voted. Others are in the process of voting. And it's bringing it back to the people and a vote of the people. And it's not at all radical. And again, you have to follow your heart. I happen to believe in the three exceptions. Most people believe in the three exceptions. Most Republicans believe in the exceptions. But they don't want to see an abortion in the 9th month or the 8th month. Almost everybody agrees to that. And they certainly don't want to see, in the case of the governor of Virginia, the former governor, I might add, who said, we set the baby aside and then we decide what to do. Meaning, what do? We execute the baby. That's a radical, horrible position. And some people want that. I don't want it. Most people don't.
Thank you. Can I just pivot really quickly to another question about, you brought up health, Harris. You're an active man. We see you golfing all the time. But if you win, you'll still be president at 82, which is older than Biden.
You saw how it took 2 seconds for us to look that up and realize what he actually said,
Here's the question.
and how it wasn't confusing what he meant.
Would you consider?
Most people, I know many
I guarantee
people
you
in
he's
the
done
80s
that, and his people have done that.
are in great
That's
shape,
why.
some of our greatest leaders.
That's
You
why
look
I
at
refuse
throughout
to
the
say that he's
world
lying
history,
or that he's being.
greatest
I'm sorry,
leaders,
not
some
that
of the
he's.
greatest leaders
I
in the
refuse to
world
say that
were
he's being
their age.
But
misfed
here's the
misinformation,
question. Would you
or
consider
he has a different
stepping
opinion.
down if
He
you
is
felt that
just
your health was
lying.
declining? Or would you?
Oh, absolutely.
And who would make?
I think I'd know.
How would you make that decision?
I think I'd know. Look, if I came onto a stage like this and I got
Fact
treated
checking
so
communists.
rudely as this woman treated
Oh my
me,
goodness.
and I'm fine with it because she was very rude, sir. Very rude. That was a nasty, that wasn't a question. She
Sir,
didn't
if you
ask
can
me a
answer the
question.
question.
She gave a statement. That wasn't a question.
I
Sir, if
repeated
you
your
can answer the
statement, sir,
question.
actually.
You said you would. You would
Oh,
make that
absolutely.
decision
If
to
I
step
thought
down.
that I was failing in some way, I want people to be sharp. I'll go a step further. I want anybody running for president to take an aptitude test, to take a cognitive test. I think it's a great idea. And I took 2 of them and I aced them.
Well, can I
got 'em.
just-
I took 2 of them. But let me ask you.
Yeah.
I would like to have people running for president, and I don't mean because they're 75 or 85. I think anybody running, I'd
No
like to
worries,
do it.
Ree.
People say it's
Are you
not
at work?
constitutional. I would like to have something passed where you can do it.
I'm glad we can
I think
entertain
we
you
should
while you have
know.
to
I
be
mean,
at
I've
work.
watched what's happened in the
Working
last
should be illegal, by the way.
couple of years under this gentleman.
Well, not
and
work,
Our country is
but
a
having a
mess.
job should be
We have inflation. We
Everybody
have
gotta work.
the
They gotta do
millions of
something.
people falling in. We have Afghanistan, which was the
Wait.
worst, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. What he has done to our country, and her too, what they've done to our country, she has been a horrible vice president. She's considered the worst vice president in the history of our country.
Mr.
Don't
President,
interrupt you,
It's
but
true.
would you consider taking the
Many
cognitive
people are
test?
saying.
Mr. President,
I would love to
And
do
make
it.
it public.
Well, I've already taken 2 of them, but I'll do it again.
Mr.
I
President,
suggested,
how do you
While you're president.
intend to...
I suggested, Harris, that
Many
let's take
people
one.
are saying this.
I said, Joe and I will go and take
Worst
a
vice
cognitive test.
president
Now,
in the
I'd do it
history
with her
of vice
too.
presidents.
I would do it with her also. You know what? She failed her law exam. She didn't pass her law exam, so maybe she wouldn't pass the cognitive test.
Mr.
Are you
President,
saying she wouldn't pass? Just to be clear,
I'm just giving you the facts.
to be clear, you don't think
I'm
Harris
just
how do you
giving the
intend,
facts. She
and
didn't
look,
pass her bar exam, and she didn't think she would pass it, and she didn't think she was going to ever pass it. And I don't know what happened. Maybe she passed it. I
She
guess
did pass it.
There's a
She
man
did-
over
she
here.
did
I
in
think
fact
he
pass it.
must work for
Mr.
her.
President, I would love to ask you about January 6th. You've called yourself the candidate of law and order. When Time Magazine asked you if you would consider pardoning all the rioters, you said, yes, absolutely.
Sure.
You called them patriots. 140 police officers were assaulted that day.
So I'm not gonna lie, I do have Trump derangement syndrome. I really do, because this motherfucker can't drink water without pissing me off. Like, just the way he drinks water is pissing me off.
Their injuries
He is
included
drinking
broken
her
bones.
water.
At least one officer lost an eye. One had 2 cracked ribs. 2 smashed spinal discs, another had a stroke, were the people who assaulted those 140 officers, including those I just mentioned, patriots who deserve pardons?
Well, let me bring it back to modern day. Like about 5 days ago, we had an attack on the Capitol, a horrible attack on the Capitol. You saw the people that were protesting and spraying these incredible monuments, bells, lions, all these magnificent limestone and granite with red paint, red spray paint, that will never actually come off, especially in the limestone. It will never, I'm a builder, I know about this stuff. It'll never, you'll see it in 100
You don't
years
build
from now.
shit.
They viciously attacked
You
our
haven't
government.
built
They fought
anything
with
in your
police.
life.
They fought with them much more openly than I saw on January 6th. What's going to happen to those people? What's going to happen to the people in Portland that destroyed that city?
But sir, my question is on those.
What's going to happen to
my
the
question
people
is
that
on
tried
those
to burn
rioters
down-
who assaulted
Excuse me.
officers.
You have to
Would
ask,
you pardon
what's
those
going to
people?
happen?
Because remember,
absolutely,
we
I would.
definitely
If they're
care
innocent-
more
if they're innocent, I would
about
pardon them.
limestone
By the way,
and
the Supreme
monuments
Court just
than a
under-
genocide that we're funding.
Well, they were convicted by a very tough system. They were.
She got him.
How
Hold on,
come
so let me-
the
I'll-
people that tried to burn.
You pardon
What's
those
going to
people?
happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You
If
would
they're
pardon
innocent,
those-
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just under. Well,
Idiot.
they were convicted by a very tough system. They were. How come the people that tried to burn down Minneapolis? How come the people that took over a large percentage of Seattle? How come nothing happened to them?
A large
How come the
percentage.
people
So we're
that-
talking about
how
people
come
that
the
were
people-
seen
no,
beating
We're
officers
talking
with
about federal
flagpoles,
buildings.
dragging them down the stairs. They're on
They-
Susan
video. Have you
Turpin,
seen that
first
video,
of all,
sir?
we all
They
know
shot-
that
pardon those- you would
Portland
pardon
was
those rioters?
razed to
They
the ground in
shot
the
a
summer of
young lady
2020.
in the face who was
So
protesting.
I don't know
They
why you
shot
have to
her
keep
in the face.
lying
You
and
know,
saying that's
nobody
where you're
died
from.
that day. You do know
It
that.
doesn't even
But people
exist
died in
anymore.
Seattle.
It is a
Nobody
smoldering
died, but
crater.
People died in
140
Minneapolis.
officers
You know,
were
people died in
assaulted that
Minneapolis,
day.
and nothing happens, and nobody ever talks, and nothing happens to those people. But you went after the
Rip.
J6 people with a vengeance.
It's been
And I'll tell you
inflamed
what,
since
What about
2020.
the cops that were, and I'm all for the police, as you know, but what about the police that are ushering everybody into the Capitol? Go in, go in, go in. What about that? Look,
No one was
nothing
ushering
is
the Capitol.
nothing is perfect in life, but you have people from Minneapolis. You have people just from 5 days ago in Washington, D.C. They were having fistfights and fighting with the police. They were spraying and destroying. They were desecrating our monuments in Washington, D.C. 5 days ago, and nothing happened to them. And you can't have two systems of justice. That's why they went after me as a political opponent, because they felt they couldn't win without doing that.
Fucking communists.
And we're going to win our cases, and we're going to be vindicated. But I have to spend a lot of time on that and money. That's what they want. After the election, they won't care. Although in my case, I think they probably will, because the hatred is pretty deep. But I'll tell you,
I bet
they
you
went
can't
after me
prove
as a
this
political
isn't a
opponent.
simulation.
That's never happened in our country before, and it sets a terrible, terrible precedent.
What do you do on day one if you win? What's your first thing?
Oh my
do I do?
God, dude. Can someone fight her? I need one of these two. Someone it has to be a woman, right? I need it to be a fair fight. Can someone fight her? I need some world star ghetto just debauchery. Okay? I need earrings being taken off. What is this? What is this? What do you do day one? God, I hate you so much.
I close the border. And I do two things, because I can do a lot of things simultaneously. I close the border. We don't want people coming in. We want people to come in, Harris, but they have
Your
to be
woman
vetted.
doesn't
They have
have
to be
to.
checked. They have to come in legally. We want
Legal,
people. I want
yeah.
people to come into our country, but they have
Yeah,
to be
for real.
vetted. They have to be checked. So when you
Cardi,
say, what do
for
I do?
real. I want
That,
Cardi B
and
to
I
just
drill,
come out the
baby, drill.
side,
I
just
bring energy
boom,
way down.
spear her.
I bring interest rates down. I bring inflation way down, so people can buy bacon again, so people can buy a ham sandwich again, so that people can go to a restaurant and afford it. Because right now, people
The United
can't buy
States,
food.
where
Your
no one
grocery
can afford a
bills are up
ham
40,
sandwich.
50, 60%, right? She's agreeing to me. Oh, she's agreeing. Thank you. I like you very much.
Mr. President, I think we are.
But it's true. Your grocery bills are up. And then they're mandating that you buy an all-electric car. You know, Elon Musk endorse me, and he's a friend of mine. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. But I'm against everybody having an electric car, okay? I'm very much against that. You have to be able to, if you want a hybrid or if you want a gasoline-propelled car. But, you know, we have more liquid gold, gasoline, oil.
By the way, do what you want. You know me. I'm not a judgy kind of person, right? I talk about what I don't do and what I do. And then people who are like, yeah, I don't care. I still do that thing. I don't really care. Like, I don't do that thing. I don't really participate in the whole, like, I think you're a bad person now because you consume things that I decide I won't consume, right? That is not my style. But I will tell you this much. Recently, you know what? We'll talk about it after this. This is almost over. Remind me if I forget.
Under our feet than any other country, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia, more than any other country.
Touche, John Stewart.
I want to use what we have. I want to bring down prices, bring down costs, and I also have to stop the invasion. And remember, they're taking your jobs. These people coming in are
they're taking your jobs. The black ones.
I think we have to leave
Black
it
jobs.
there by the Trump team.
All right.
So that is the last word. Thank you so much, Mr. Trump, for coming today and joining us.
Man, that's too bad. That's too bad. I feel like Harris Faulkner was just about to ask another like great question. Like, are you guys gonna have a dog? Are you gonna bring a dog to the White House? What would you name your dog if you had a dog? While the other women are like wanting to like know about like Sonia Massey or, you know, crime or his legal issues. And then Harris comes along and is like, what is your favorite shampoo? That's, God, dude, I can't stand her. Mr. Trump, would you grab my pussy? Sketchy right, getting right to it. They don't call him Sketchy Guy Hands for nothing. Okay, Twitter. Okay, all right. Let me see if I got the receipts. I want to show you all something. If you're on Discord, then you've already seen this. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. We're going through the same thing. Here we go again. All right, check this out. So it was leaked that Twitter has a whitelist, a list of users who were to not be touched. Not only were they not to be touched, it gave a whitelist of words that they can use. Now, I understand that most of y'all are sane and value your wellness and have better things to do with your time, but I don't. Like, none of the above for me applies. So that means I do things like see what Andrew Tate is posting. And let me tell you something. Tate recently has been dropping the N-bomb hard ER, saying that this is some N-word shit. When I say N-word, not with the A, I'm talking the whole fucking word. This is some N-word shit. Juneteenth is a N-word holiday. Go to his, probably still up. Now, I sat there and I tried to make sense out of it. Right? I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I thought to myself, his dad is half black. So what I think Tate, or thought rather, what I thought Tate was doing was being like chud style ironic, right? So, well, he's not half black. He's like a quarter black or something. But it doesn't really matter because he's not black. When it comes to who's black and who's not black, when it comes to mixed race people, I just let them tell me. You know what I mean? And that motherfucker hasn't done one shit to say he's black. Does not talk about being black. He lives as a white person. That if he wants to say he's black, fine. But the fact of the matter is that he just kept dropping it, right? All right, check this shit out. Check this out. New Twitter API leak reveals that there is a group of protected users that are allowed to break the terms of service without consequence, even including a list of whitelisted slurs. Also worth mentioning that all the listed accounts are right-wing content. Let's see. Can we zoom in on this? What if we do this, open image, a new tab? Now can we do it? Yeah. Look at that. End wokeness. Obviously we have Donald Trump accounts, even though he doesn't even use Twitter. Cobra Tate the Railsman, Libs of TikTok, Russia, the government account Russia. Here are the word list. Ignore for protected users. They're allowed to say all these slurs. They could tell somebody to kill themselves. They can say the N-word with a A. They can say the N-word with an ER. I have no idea what an Abby is, or an Abid, or an Abo. I'm sure they're slurs. You're allowed to say cholo. I didn't know that was a slur. Ignore word list regex. And so these are the these are the accounts. Okay. But wait, there's more. The accounts Anti-Fascist Turtle. So basically Elon Musk confirms that this is real, because Anti-Fascist Turtle, whose entire account was focused on calling out white supremacy and calling out pedos online, real pedos, not like I read to children with makeup on pedos, right? Like, and so he gets banned. I don't have receipts for this, but there was a, what do they call it? The space, right? The one where it's like stage, it's like the Discord stage space, Twitter spaces. Yeah, it was a Twitter space.
F-35s, fighter jets.
Resub.
You can't see it.
Maneater gifted a sub to Rough Rider 86. Thank you, Maneater. Sitting there. Oh, no. What was that? Oh, CG BRDF. I'm like, what is Maneater still doing awake? I appreciate you and welcome all the way from the west side, from the city formerly known as Portland before it burned down and was destroyed in the summer of 2020. Oh, it's a Prime sub too. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, fuck, what was I saying? During a Twitter space, there's a group called White funny name, White Men for Harris. By the way, regardless of what we think about Harris, good night, CG. I appreciate you. I can respect that. I'm gonna go in, show some love, say hi, and then go to sleep. Good night. But yeah, the group is called White Men for Harris. Now, regardless of what you think about Harris, I do think that that is something to commend, right? I think that's like, okay, so if you understand your privilege and your group, your social group's shortcomings, then maybe do something about it, right? And for these liberal white dudes, they come in. Apparently there was 20, like something like 20,000 people in this, right? So don't quote me word for word. I don't have receipts. You can look it up. Without warning, Elon Musk shuts it down and deletes the space. He's literally getting involved with election interference. He's shutting it down. Along with that other white list of names and slurs, there was another LGBTQ account that shared it and got banned. And apparently, people who are sharing it are getting banned. So your boy deleted his Twitter. Like deleted. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to be tempted to come back. So my Twitter is deleted. I had a personal Twitter that I never used. I'll probably go delete those two just to not give them membership numbers. But
F-35s,
you can still follow me
fighter
over
jets.
on
You can't see it. You literally you can't see it. Even if
with
it's
the
right next to it,
resub.
you can't see it.
18 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love. Thank you. So yeah, I would, if that sort of social media is your thing, especially if you don't have like a business reason to be there. Like if you're just there for business, right? Because that's where most of your followers are. I get it. I totally get it. But if you don't have a good reason to be there, I'm telling you right now, you have look, who the fuck is Zuckerberg, right? I mean, we're talking about Meta. We're talking about Meta just made Zionist they're like what's it called? Soft banning or some shit like that. The word Zionist, where Zionist is not it won't be pushed out as far. So it's not perfect, but I'll tell you what, almost everybody who's gone over there that has put it like actually, is there to build and communicate and interact with other people is just better. Blue Sky, I tried. It's just dead. I need a balance, right? Where Twitter is just fucking dumpster fire. Blue Sky is empty. Respawn coming in, cheering with 100 biddies. Thank you so much. Blue Sky has 2 people on it, and one of those people is my boyfriend. Yeah, it's like, yeah, like if we want to talk about like the quality of people in a place, probably Blue Sky, but it's like 15 of those people. It's like okay, cool. And then you have Threads, and for me, Threads is that balance where, because Zuckerberg and Meta care about ad revenue in a very corporate standard sense, right? In a way that Elon Musk doesn't. That's why it's just completely getting run over by Nazis. Because Meta cares about advertisers, it's going to be moderated in the way that we've always known TOSs to work, right? Like, no one's allowed to say the N-word. There's not going to be a white list of right-wing Nazi accounts who are allowed to say the N-word, right? They're not going to target the LGBT community. At worst, what they're doing is making it more difficult to be pro-Palestinian. But even then, there's whole ass accounts on Instagram that show very, very graphic truths about what's happening in Palestine, and they don't get shut down, right? So, there is a complaint to be had for platforms like Meta, but even them is like bad, but it's not that bad, Threads just turned into ridiculous vitriol. I thought it'd be fun, but it just turned into more doom scrolling for me. So here's what I'll say before we move on. This is the last thing I'll say about this. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. You control your algorithm. If you need your place to be a healthy place, it takes a certain level of self-discipline that I don't have. I am only ever going to engage with shit that I want to see more of. That's it. Like, force yourself to not argue with people. Force yourself to not, jump into someone's comments to tell them what's what, because the algorithm is stupid. The algorithm only knows that you've just engaged with something and it wants you to engage more. And if you only engaged with art, with animal facts, with stand-up comics, with shit like that, then that's all that's going to ever show up for you, because that's what you engaged with. Oh, I missed it. Subscriber. Wait, what's going on here? Someone just followed. Danabo? Where is my alerts? I see gifted sub, resubs, other. Oh, okay, it's under other. Danabo, thanks for the follow. And apparently somebody knows you. Sigfang, Architect of Sin. I keep trying to only look at the positive stuff, but the nasty people sneak in there. Block. That's another thing. And then we're moving on. Block. There is a thing. There is a thing that I did in Twitter, and it is part of my pride. I will blame it on toxic masculinity. I know what people do when you block. When you block them, they screenshot that you've blocked them, and then they retweet it and they post it saying, I win. Like, look at this bitch. He couldn't da-da-da-da, right? And I let that get to me. And so I had a rule in my own mind. I didn't block anybody, ever. I'm mute, but I'm never going to give them the satisfaction of a block. Not on Threads. Learn my lesson. I block like a motherfucker. You sounded weird. Like, yeah, like, are you trying to be a smartass right now? Block. I will have none of that. Block. Not just disagreeing with me, by the way. There have been people who exchange and disagree with me, and I'll go back and forth. It's definitely, I still want people to engage with me. But if I feel like you're trolling or being dishonest, you're just getting a quick block. Weird is a slur. Stop being dumb. And when the porn people follow you, remove them and block. Really? 'Cause I got found by some porn bots. I just ignore them though. Should I block them? Why? Let's see what else we got going on. What time is it? 9:30. We've been going an hour and a half. I'll tell you what. We have Nerds of Color tomorrow. Nerds of Color. Nerds of Culture. I was gonna look at we can't do more Trump. We're trumped out for tonight. Harris speaks at a Black sorority conference. Do we want to? Well, I think we got our answer. So I had something. Okay. All right. We're going to go to brain rot. Okay. We're going to go to brain rot, but I'm going to pitch something to y'all. I'm going to pitch something to y'all. I had this ready. So Mr. Beast did a game show, like today or whatever, and basically ages 1 to 100 are all put in cubicles, and there's like 500 grand on the line, and if you leave your cubicle, you're out of the game. And so there's games that are played for choosing eliminations. It's kind of like another variant of the Squid Games, but actually I saw about and you start with like one. It actually starts pretty funny because let's just say the kids don't stick around. um, yeah, it actually was super interesting to me. That's why I cut it off about halfway through because I'm like, ooh, I think this would be good to watch on stream. Do we want to watch this or Pop the Balloon? Nerds of color. Nerds of culture. You hate this? It's not. These kids are not in it. They're gonna be gone like right away.
If you step out, you lose. Okay. The 2-year-old is now eliminated. As
That's how it starts right there. That's the first thing. The little
you'd expect, the first to leave.
It's like, where's my mom?
For the youngest,
I'm out. So it's not gonna be chill. Do we want to watch this or do we want to watch Pop the Balloon? I'm down for whatever. Get my 37-year ass in here. I'll stay in there forever. I'm saying, but also Balloon. We should do I'm down for whatever. So we got whatever. Elite is leaning towards here. Susan is leaning. Elite is also leaning. I'm guessing Balloon for ratchet shit. Sketchy said I hate this, so we're not watching it. Okay, fine. I'll watch it by myself then. Balloon it is. I'll put this video in the Discord. That's what I'll do. Actually, let me save these. And we'll go over these on Friday. Because I'm gonna stream on Friday. See you soon, Sketchy. You got a lot of new shit. I sent you the link. Internet comment etiquette. Okay, I'll check those out later. God damn it. What am I doing? Oh, it's a new one. This was released today. 7 hours ago posted. All right, let's get it. Let's change the category. We're not talking politics anymore. Just chatting. All right. We got to do internet comment etiquette. No, I'm not doing the Nigerian one. The Nigerian one was too much, and it was too much. I didn't understand too. I was like, I gotta keep looking up shit. Nope, that's straight up their whole language. Sorry, we gotta keep it American. Hey, next time we'll do internet comment etiquette. I just never heard of it, and I don't feel like spending time to just see what it is right now. And as much as I'm supposed to, like as a content creator, I'm supposed to like do things for the viewers, right? I'm bad at that, and I want to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like we gotta both like it, right? And I'm like, what if I don't like it? What if I don't find it funny? I don't know. Let me find it funny, and then on Friday we can do it. You know. Also, I'm not afraid to say that This show's eye candy is better.
Song that was a brand new release by my very own husband, BM, called Selfie. The link to the song and bring out our first single guy. Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold that.
Ooh.
What's your name?
My name is Mawutin.
Awutin?
Mawutin.
Mawutin.
It's Yoruba.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 27 years old,
Okay.
and I also go by Moses.
Got it. Okay.
I'm gonna say something. Did you notice the accent change? Hold on. He came in and he said, I'm gonna pour on the Nigerian vibe for them. Right? And then he go pop, 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 and his voice. Watch. Tell me if I'm going crazy.
Any red flags, anything you're not liking, go ahead and pop it. And then I'll go over to Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold that. What's your name?
My name is Mawutin.
Awutin?
Mawutin.
Mawutin.
It's Yoruba.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 27 years old.
Oh, maybe not. He was
and
just
I also
saying
go
his
by Moses.
Got it,
It
okay.
was given to me by a prophet 7 days after my birth.
Oh, okay. So in this situation, do you prefer us to call you Moses?
Yeah.
Okay. And Moses, what do you do?
I am an aerospace engineer, and I'm also COO and co-founder of my own fitness tech startup that I'm building called FitKO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
Well, I like to hit the gym, lift some weights. I'm also learning boxing, to help with my startup, and like biking.
You know what? I
like
love it
video
for him.
essays.
Though.
I'm kind of nerdy like that.
I love it for him because if they did pop it, because I'm not. For whatever reason, right? Maybe they don't want to date somebody from Africa or whatever. And then he's like, oh shit. He's actually from here and the aerospace engineer. Like, gotcha, bitch.
Where I like video essays about psychology, philosophy, stuff like that. And then after I'm done with all my responsibilities, game for a little bit.
Okay.
Board games with some friends, family.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
I really enjoy kindness. Someone I can feel comfortable around. Someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously, doesn't take life too seriously, and we can build together and be, have passion.
I know somebody.
Our hobbies.
Somebody who popped their balloon is upset right now. Bet.
Be happy, passionate people together.
Okay. Now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breakers. Yeah. Guess I'd have to say kids, but not like a direct deal breaker. I'd prefer not.
Okay.
Only because I didn't really grow up. I didn't really grow up with little cousins, little sisters, so I feel like I'm not, built for that. But I'm not completely against it.
Okay. So you don't want kids at all? Or
I do want kids.
Okay, you just don't want to date someone with kids?
Yeah.
Or that's not a preference for right now?
I see it a little in my future because right now I see myself, I'm like building my castle, before I bring my princess in,
Okay, all right. So we did get a few pop balloons. Let's go on over to those ladies, see why they ended up popping. Okay.
Oh, man.
Let's start right on over here with.
Hold on. Thurston. Let's see. This show's way better, Elite.
Let's go on over to those ladies, see why they ended up popping.
That one in brown.
Let's start right on over here with your name and age.
The bomb ass wig.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I'm 24.
And Jasmine, what do you do?
I'm a cosmetologist and I do fitness on the side.
Oh, cool.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
Well, I just waited a little bit just because I like to hear people out, But I do have 2 kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, you said the kids.
Yeah, not a deal breaker per se, but
Not a deal breaker, but I said it.
I'd say she's.
Stop checking out that thick chick with the balloon. I'm saying, man, you know exactly.
Thank you. Let's go on to our next lady over
Elite's
here.
in my head. He knew exactly what it was.
I'm 24.
And Alexis, what do you do?
That is my
I work for the state of Arizona.
Very cool. So obviously, I don't know if you noticed, we do got twins here. Did you notice that?
I notice now.
Oh.
Sorry,
Okay.
a little slow sometimes.
And Alexis, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I mean, they're
just
both
not
in
physically
heels, and one is
attractive. Like, you're
way
very
taller.
handsome,
That's
but-
wild.
Don't worry,
yeah.
I'll hold
Taller
on to that
wheels.
compliment for at least 10 years.
Okay.
Heels, taller heels.
And I know you said she's your type, and with them being twins, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think I'm into people, with their name starts with A.
Okay.
I'm completely joking.
No, I'm just saying.
He's a nerd.
Thank you.
He's
Let's
a
go on to our next
nerd.
lady over here.
How does he? Yeah,
Your
I'm with
name
you.
and
How
age?
does he only
Alaya,
have
and
2
I'm
balloons
25.
out there?
Alaya, what do you do?
I'm a cake decorator.
Oh.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
It's just the overall aesthetic. I just don't feel like it matched my vibe. So that's just it.
Well,
Other than that.
I'm lactose intolerant, so we couldn't get along.
That's fine as well.
See, he's funny. Oh man, dude.
Is Alaya,
I wanna be this
I'm
guy's
saying that right.
friend.
Is she someone that's your type?
Yeah, I like bright colors. It really pops. So I'd say so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to our next lady here. Your name and age.
I'm Asia, I'm 25.
And Asia, what do you do?
I do modeling, content creation, and I work with the Black-owned brands.
Ooh.
Yes.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I love all your attributes, but just weren't my type.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes him not really your type?
I would say the aesthetic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is my aesthetic?
I was going to say
It's just not for me. I like the aesthetic. I like the shirt. I like how you put it all together.
I
But
mean, you could just say it, right? We could just say it. There's a style. This is not what you'd see like nightlife Atlanta. Like most of these girls are Atlanta girls, DC girls, New York girls, right? And so, what is the culture wearing, right? And it's not this. So he's coming out in boat shorts and some Vans or some low top Chucks. I don't know what those are. Like this is very like prep. I went to college. I'm an aerospace engineer. I'm a nerd, right? He's put together, but they're looking for something else. This is definitely not the culture. And I've gotten that. I've gotten that. It's kind of rough on the dating scene. I'm so glad I'm married. I'm definitely not one of those kind of married dudes that misses dating. Fuck that. I found my one, my other puzzle piece. This is great. I would fucking hate going back on the dating scene because as a bigger Puerto Rican brown dude with tattoos, typically girls who are immediately attracted to me are not attracted to me once they find out I'm not what they had in their mind. You know what I mean? Like I'm some like like they want me to be somebody else, right? And so what they have is somebody in their mind that they want, that they showed up for. And here's a guy who's like, hey, how you doing? So anybody want to play Settlers of Catan? Huh? That's my Friday night. I can play Settlers. I'll stay up till 1, maybe even 2 a.m. if we get crazy.
but I don't think it's for me. Yeah, it's something.
So
I can't put my finger on it. Yeah.
Flat shoes.
That might be it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll wear high heels next time.
Please.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy that.
What are those? Are those Chucks? Yeah, they are. They're a little different though. I like classics. They got to be classics for me. If they're not classics, I don't wear Chucks.
So what would you say is your aesthetic? Because you got that twice now. They're not feeling
I'm kind
it.
of a dork.
Okay.
But like an endearing dork, you know.
Okay.
I can talk your head off about like some random topic.
I love this dude so
I
much.
love women who are yappers. So that's my thing.
Okay. Now is she someone that's your type?
I didn't tell a girl Nightcrawler is
models.
the greatest
They got a lot of business prospects. They got to be flying in and out places. I like someone who's a little closer.
Okay,
So
I did fly here.
I like
so
being
I get
single,
it.
but I like to talk to every single
you.
one of these women. There you go.
Let's go on over here. Your name and age.
My name is Princess. I'm 23.
And Princess, what do you do?
She popped her
Customer
balloon.
service and real estate.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
Initially, it was the outfit that threw me off.
You know what?
But I do have a daughter, so.
Now she's less attractive.
Okay. And now is Princess someone that's your type?
Like, if you pop your
Do like
balloon
tattoos.
after,
I like art of any kind.
after hearing him talk, nah, you got
Honestly, I
something
don't
wrong
really
with
have
you.
like a type.
Okay.
That's why
Yeah,
you
I
stay.
have to
That's
get
why
to
you
know
stay
someone to
getting
really
cheated on.
be close
Ask her
to
how
them.
many dudes have cheated
That's why I
on her.
like yappers.
Okay. Thank you. Let's go over here. Your name and age.
I'm Alex. I'm 25.
And Alex, what do you do?
I'm a data analyst.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
Maybe not this lifetime. Maybe the
I
next
know.
lifetime.
That was very. That was incelish, wasn't
If you
it?
got
I
like
got
a
you.
reincarnated.
Wasn't it?
This
Okay.
lifetime?
All right. Where's my? So, some of you have probably heard, but I made some comments that I'm not proud of. They're not who I am. I've learned from them.
Dang,
It's
but
not
you-
in God's plan.
Yeah,
know?
you.
I still okay. I want to clarify. I want to clarify something. I don't think she deserves to be cheated on. But I have people in my life, what I'm trying to get at, and I know everybody knows what I'm talking about. People, not girls, not guys, people. There are types of people, and I've had buddies like this, that did not give a fuck about the character of the person they were wanting to date. They just wanted them to be baddies. That's it, right? The only thing they cared about was, were they bad or not? My brother. It was it. And every single time they would find somebody that was exactly who they wanted them to be aesthetically. That's all they cared about. And the person ended up being a piece of shit. Or the person broke their heart, or the person left, or the person was annoying, or the person was crazy, or whatever the fuck that happened. Like, it's like, and I always tell people, I'm like, are you looking for anything else besides hot? You know what I mean? And so that's my vibe here. My vibe is like, I need somebody who, looks like, dresses like Chris Brown and treats me like Usher. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, well, good luck with that.
You kept your balloon the longest. I thought.
Yeah, I was trying to find some
Were you trying
razzle
to,
dazzle
you trying to see the
for you,
next
but it
lifetime?
wasn't razzling or dazzling for me.
Razzling
so.
and dazzling.
But you're very sweet, though. Somebody will love you for who you are, but
Yeah,
just not
eventually.
me.
I love me, but it's
Good.
okay if you don't love me.
Somebody will, just not me.
Eventually.
But yeah, there you go.
She is so bad and ugly at the same time. Is there anybody with a balloon?
And how is she someone that's your type?
Next question.
Okay.
He's a lying ass. No, fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck ever. She is stacked.
Thank you. Let's go over your name and age.
He has a dorky laugh.
Hi, I'm Taylor and I'm 22.
Taylor, what do you do?
I'm a lash artist, so I do that full time. Yeah.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
It's the outfit. I'm just not feeling it.
Okay.
And I don't know, the aesthetic too. Just not my type.
What isn't like aesthetic?
It's
Like
literally
the
how I dress,
same
by the
thing.
way. So I think I'm like a little butthurt right now because he is me. Like, I don't like dress. I dress like this. Ree's seen me.
I mean, like the whole video gaming and like.
Oh, I said that last. Dang, I should
Yeah,
have not said
well,
I'm taking this
you
super
said,
personally.
like-
After I'm done with my.
Am I doing incel shit here? Nah, fuck him. Nah, like I'm not hurt.
Responsibilities.
Yeah,
as a
I'm
co-founder.
just not feeling it. It's not like I
We're
think
not
it's just
feeling you.
physically like.
I mean,
yeah.
I can't change
Everyone
that.
says to each their own. To each their own.
All right, you said next question on that last one. Is she your type?
I don't think anything in particular. I prefer kindness. I guess kindness is my type.
Sorry.
But
Just being honest.
Super pretty. Look at that smile.
All right, cool. Thank you. Let's go on to our last lady here. Your name and age.
Paris, I'm 28.
And Paris, what do you do?
I do property management, model, content creation, stuff like that. Yeah.
Busy, yep.
She's only the second one on the lineup that's not
No,
my type.
why did you
And
end up
it's
popping
just
your
'cause how
balloon?
tall she is. She's pretty tall.
I'm gonna be honest. I do see you like a brother and like a homeboy. I'm gonna be honest. And the type of person I am, I have big mama energy, and I'm a big dominant. And yeah.
I see.
I wish I understood what that meant. So
Basically, it's like I'm a person that like power, and I carry along like alpha men energy. I'm an alpha female that's also in tune with my divine feminine and
Almost
masculine
missed that
energy,
banger.
so.
I'm somehow more confused, but I like long explanations. You know, I like things that are in depth, even if I have no idea what she's saying. But I'm sorry. I wish I understood.
It's okay.
And now, is
Oh,
she
yeah,
someone
he's
that's
a-
she's your
he's
type?
a
So how would you
real nerd.
approach her?
I don't know. I guess the dominant aura would just keep me away. I'd be like, oh God, and I get a little scared. You know.
I'm waiting for him to be like, baka.
Thank you. All right, let's head on back this way. So that is all of the balloons popped, unfortunately, but we do thank you for coming on. Let's go ahead and give it up for him, ladies.
Have fun. Nice meeting y'all.
All right,
Thank
guys. Bye. I love it.
All right, ladies, let's go ahead and bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
See?
So my name is Jairus Williams.
Jars?
There's
Jairus
the
Williams.
culture.
Okay, and how old are
There it
you?
is.
26.
26, and what do you do?
So I'm a Marine vet, and I'm a Christian recording artist. I sing.
Nice. Thank you for your service.
Oh,
Not
thank
gonna
you.
get one
Well,
pop.
what are some things you like to do for fun?
Not one pop.
I love the water. I'm a water baby. So,
Okay.
you know, I'm the only home birth out of all 8
He
children.
looks like the
So,
he looks
I
like
love
the
water
Black
'cause I was
Chad
born
meme.
in the water. So
Okay.
I'm a little fishy, you know. I'm a little swimmer, you know
so
what I
I
mean?
can find it.
Okay. And now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
She got to be God-fearing for sure.
Yeah.
And she got to be
Look at
kind.
this.
She got to be gentle. She got to be loving. And she also got to support her man in everything that he do, just like I'm going to support you in everything that you
Look
do.
at that.
Got
This
it.
dude
Now, what
is
are
the
some of your
Black
deal
Chad me.
breakers?
Somebody who's not willing to listen, willing to learn, willing to grow in their relationship with God. I understand that some people may not know who God is or never have an experience with God. But if you're willing,
pop.
like God expects us to be, I can rock with that.
Okay.
Nah.
We did get a pop balloon.
That's all
Let's
right.
head on over
This is
there
the
and see
dude
what
who's
she ended
gonna
up
judge you for
popping.
your body count. This dude says
Hello.
things like
If
body
we can
count.
start off with your name and age.
My name is Jasmine. I'm 24.
Ugly.
And Jasmine, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I think you're very handsome,
Sure.
you know, but it's just not really my type. But you're very handsome.
Okay.
And I love the words you spoke, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And so what makes him not really your type?
All that Christian bullshit.
Well, I think he's really handsome. I just think that, you
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah, of course. And he spoke beautiful words, and I love that, you know, but it's just not really my thing. I think maybe the girl, maybe that.
Oh, I'm from Texas, so that's how we get down. So.
It's nice, though.
Oh, I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Okay. And now, is she someone that's your type?
She's very beautiful. I don't really do a whole lot of approaching.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
not that I'm against
conceited,
her or anything
too.
like that, but she's definitely so, like,
He said,
very,
I don't
very
do a lot of
beautiful, so-
approaching.
Absolutely.
Get the fuck out of
Let's go to our
here.
next lady. Your name
This
and age
dude
and why you ended up popping your
He's a
balloon.
douchebag.
My name is Alexis. I'm 24. And I popped my balloon because, like my sister said, you're very handsome. You're, you know, very well put together. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
It's just not.
That pissing him off.
Like you're not bad looking.
Look at his face. Watch.
You're very handsome. You're, you know, very well put together. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
Watch his face.
It's just
This
not.
bitch.
Like you're not bad looking.
Yeah, no,
You're
I'm
just
listening. Go
not,
ahead.
like, attractive.
Okay. That's fine.
I actually like the girls too, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate it. That's okay.
All right. So I know you said you don't do a lot of approaching, and they are sisters, so you said you
Oh yeah, we definitely don't do that. I'm a man of God, so. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't say you approached them both. I meant saying like they're twins.
Oh, okay, awesome, okay.
So I know you said she was, she was beautiful, all that
Absolutely.
stuff. So is she someone that's your type as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Just wasn't approach.
Okay.
It's okay. You wouldn't
Let's go to our
approach.
next
Who
lady
cares?
here. Your name and age.
Alaya, and I'm 25.
All right. And
Hello.
Alaya, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
It's the water thing. I have a fear of the water. I can't swim to save my life, so that wouldn't be a good match for me.
I can't swim either, so. I'm being honest.
But you love the water.
That's a lie. He's lying. You literally have to know how to swim to be a Marine. So, yeah. And DSB, you read my mind too. I was like, well, the Bible's full of people who had more than one wife, so.
Got a life jacket. I'll stay with him. So I got one for you too. I had one for you. So.
Okay. It was
Prepared.
that. You prepared. Yeah, but it was.
Nah, he's lying. He's trying to be
I thought
funny.
that was like
in
a
the
big
Marine
thing
Corps,
for
you have a
It
swimming
was,
test.
in your lifestyle.
They
and I
are
didn't wanna
in
be,
the Department of the Navy.
intruding on that.
Stupid.
So I appreciate that. It's cool.
Okay. I mean, he said he can't swim. He got a life jacket for you.
I don't know, but it seemed like he want to do a lot of water activities, and I, I don't think I
That's
can
another
do it.
pop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So is she someone that's your type?
Yes, she's very beautiful. I still wouldn't approach.
Okay.
I'm very particular.
Okay. Thank you. Let's go over here. Your name and age.
I'm Asia. I'm 25.
How you doing?
And Asia, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
No particular reason. It's just feel like not really my type.
Okay.
I love that what you were saying about the Lord, though, for sure.
For sure.
Resonate with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of makes him not really your type?
A little taller.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. We hear that sometimes.
Exactly.
We can't change our height, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Okay. And how tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
It's not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay.
It's all right.
And now she's someone that's your
I've
type.
never in my life.
She's very attractive.
That is the first time in
still
my
would not
life that
approach
I've heard
because I'm very
anybody
particular.
complain
I know what I'm
about
looking for.
the height of 5'10".
All right, thank you. So let's go on over here.
Like on
Your
paper, I
name
hear
and
people
age?
complain about it, but when they
Princess, I'm
meet
23.
you,
Okay.
it's
and
never
Princess,
a problem because
Princess,
it's
why
a
did you end up
normal
popping your
height.
balloon?
I would say at first it was the whole cowboy thing, but I was like, that's not. But then the more I thought about it, I'm more so spiritual. I've been trying to figure out how I feel about religion. I grew up Christian and into that, but I've been figuring it out myself. So I feel like.
By the way, I've been
I
trying to
feel
get the
like you probably
sound
want someone
levels
who's
right.
already
When they're
finding
talking and I'm
themselves with
talking,
God
do you guys hear me
type deal.
clearly?
Not necessarily. So I'm a Christian recording artist. I'm a Christian man. But my debut album is called Coming Into Faith. So it's telling my testimony.
Okay,
I was
good.
still in the clubs. I was still drinking, smoking, partying. I faced death and stuff like that multiple times. So I don't, judge people where they are. We can grow together if that was going to be a thing. You know what I mean?
I don't judge
I just
people
wanted
for where
somebody
they
who was
are. I
willing,
judge people for
You don't have to
where
be
they
like
go
on
when
this
they're
high
with
level,
me.
like
Right.
super like pasta and this and that. Like, no, absolutely not.
Okay, I feel that.
Hmm.
Thank you. Let's go on over here. Your
Thank
name and
you.
age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm 25.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
You're really cute. I'm just not a fan of piercings.
Oh, that's okay.
That's it. I mean, yeah, just piercings.
Oh, okay. I respect that.
And now she's someone that's your type.
That's weird.
She's very attractive.
In
I know I'm saying
2024,
a lot
not
of
a
the
fan
same
of
things,
piercings,
but
and he
at
has
the
just
end of the
regular
day, I just
piercing.
still
He just
wouldn't
has
approach.
earrings. Who doesn't like
not
earrings?
anything
That's
against you or
wild.
anything. Like I said, I know what I'm looking for. So,
Respect.
but you are very.
I mean, if he
beautiful.
had it
I
like
wanna let
all
you know
over
that.
his face or
For sure.
something, okay, whatever.
All right,
but
let's go over here.
just
Your
earrings,
name
that's
and
it?
age.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm 22.
Hello.
Hi. The reason I just feel like more like close friends. You're attractive. I like it all, but
For sure.
yeah, I'm just getting like we can have like a real good bond. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be
the
my
same
my
vibes?
pastor.
I appreciate the
Oh.
friend. How she said we can be close friends and things like that. But I'm not looking for friends right now. I'm looking for love. Somebody to marry and cherish, and have kids with and stuff like that. So.
Oh, she didn't say she wants to be your friend. She said that's the
Let's
vibe
go on
she
over
got.
here.
No
Your
needs-
name and
no
age
needs
and
all
why you
that.
ended up popping your balloon.
So my name is Paris. I'm
Hello.
28. Hi. So I popped my balloon because I'm an ominous and I don't want it to get to a point where it's just like it becomes forceful in a situation. Like everything you list is cool. Like I'm like a person that
What'd she say?
I'm supportive of everything and everybody and whatever their journeys are. It's just that it's gonna always be an issue. Like in the future, like when are you going to, come back? And I kind of graduated from religion. So
Graduated from religion. I like that.
Okay.
but you is handsome as fuck though. I ain't finna lie. Okay.
I appreciate you. And you're very beautiful. I just wanted to say, from the bottom of my heart,
He's gonna preach.
God has saved me from a lot of things. Like I said, I faced death
I knew
a
it.
lot of times, and He's the only one that brought me through. So I can sing. I have a gift to sing, and I'm very good at it. And so I gave it to the Lord.
Shut the fuck up.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
Oh, we're getting pops.
So my name's Ron.
Ron. Okay, and Ron, how old are you?
No
I'm
pops.
26.
Okay, no pops.
26, and what do you do?
So I'm in the military and I own my own business.
Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And what are some things you like to do for fun?
No pops on
I
the
like to
active
play basketball.
duty. Okay.
I'm getting into photography and pretty much just hang out with my friends, That's pretty much it.
Okay. And what are some
She
things you look
popped
for
on
in a woman?
photography.
You just pretty much just have to want to be led by a man, pretty ambitious, and that's pretty much it,
All right, what are some deal breakers?
If you do have children, I want to start a family of my own. And then pretty much I just got to be able to show, like, my mother, like, your Instagram and stuff, Can't be doing too much and you laughing. It's like,
Yeah.
She
That's
got
red flag.
All right.
Red flag.
Approve on the Instagram.
Have to.
Okay, all right. So we did get a couple of pop balloons. Let's go on over there and see what's going on. All right,
That's
let's
red
start with
flag
your
as
name
fuck.
and age.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I'm 24.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I think he's really handsome. It's just I'm big on energy, and I just wasn't.
He's
getting
really
it.
handsome. I just fucking
You mean like
hate
you want high
photographers.
energy or?
Just like a energy. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, she's someone that's your type?
Yeah, I would definitely approach her outside of here. She's beautiful.
Thank
Can't
you.
complain.
And then we did get one down there.
Bye,
Oh, we
Ree.
got two down here. Okay.
Take care.
Let's start right here with your name and age.
I'm Princess. I'm 23.
Okay. And Princess, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I have a child. She's 5.
Okay. So children are a deal breaker for you.
It is.
Is she someone that is your type, though?
Yeah, I would
I
say.
think that's legit, though.
You look good.
Thank you.
That's legit.
I like
I don't
lashes.
see any
respect
problem
Yeah, for real.
with somebody saying that,
And then we
that
got one
children
more
are a
down
deal
here.
breaker.
Okay. We can have your name and age.
I'm sorry. I'm a goofball. But I'm Paris. I'm 28.
Okay. And Paris, why did you end
She's
up popping
cute.
your
I like
balloon?
her.
So, like I said, you are handsome. However, I do model and content creation. Not what you think. No, not like that. But you say your mom is gonna look. Not saying I got bad pictures, but I got a lot of creative pictures with different outfits and stuff. And I don't know where, and she don't understand like creative, artsy things, then she won't understand where I'm going with it. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
Now, has your mom told you no before off of a girl's Instagram?
Yeah, she has.
Oh.
She's like,
That's
I know,
another
she's
red
Puerto
flag.
Rican. She
Your
don't really play with that.
mom decides who you date and not date. Nah.
And now is Paris
couldn't
someone
do
that's your
that.
type?
No.
And
pretty
why
much.
not?
Just the physical attraction wasn't there.
Oh, you know what I just realized?
Thank you.
Wait.
All right, let's head on back. So we do still have 5 balloons left unpopped. I'm going to have you ask these ladies a question, help you narrow it down, see who's more of your match.
Okay. So it's kind of like a 3-part question. So like, when was your last relationship? How did it end? And how long ago was it?
Okay, let's start right here with your name and age and the answers to those questions.
My name is Alexis.
Can
I'm
someone say
24.
something on YouTube? I
My
want to make
last
sure I'm not missing
relationship
chats.
was about 2 years ago. It ended because we just went, like, the compatibility just started, separating.
Okay.
And we were together for 4 years.
Okay.
Let's go to our next lady. Name and age and the answers to this question.
Alaya, and I'm 25, and my last relationship was the end of 2022, and we broke it off because of trust issues.
country.
We had a lot of miscommunication. We couldn't get on the same page, so we just had to break things off. And we were together for 2 years.
When you say we, it was like
Okay, no.
you and him, or?
As
I guess I
in
just
trust
missed those
issues- No, it was
messages.
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Your name and age and the answer to his questions.
I'm Asia. I'm 25.
What's the question?
My last relationship was about like 2 years ago. Lasted for 3 years.
Oh, last relationship.
And it
Okay,
ended
okay,
because it was just extremely toxic. Yeah, it was terrible.
Probably pretty much the same thing. Was it like toxic?
Was I
both ways?
toxic?
Both ways. I mean.
Well, I did have a hand to play, but not initially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look like you ain't believing it. What's going on?
She said she had a hand to play with it. I mean, I don't. I'm 26 now. I'm not that I don't really have time for that. It's like
Yeah, no, I don't do the toxic stuff.
toxicity for
That's
me
why
now.
it's
It's kind of like
done. That's why it's done.
I respect it. You know, I
Yeah.
went your separate ways, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What's going over here? Ooh. We'll be back. Your name and age and the answer to his questions.
He's being weird.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm 25. So my last relationship was 2022. We were together like 5 months, not long, but he had like issues, like he was a liar. Nothing he said added up. He get mad a lot, like tantrums and stuff, and I didn't want to deal with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Over here, your name and age and the answer to his question.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm 22. It just marked 2 years that I've been single. We were together for 2 years, and
It's a good.
I ended it because I just didn't feel like I was
That's a good
growing with
lineup right
him.
there.
It was just stuck. So I just couldn't do it.
I guess I would ask you another question. Is like, did you do anything to try to like
I mean, I was
motivate or?
Yeah, I was there.
He is too worried about past
I was
relationships.
very motivating him, but he just priorities, they weren't together. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so our lady back here did end up popping. What's going on?
Oh, I just popped because I felt like he was gonna pop my balloon or something.
Oh.
Yeah, because I said the toxic stuff. Yeah.
Were you about to pop hers off with that?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah.
To get on out of there.
Appreciate. I respect that. I respect it though.
Let's head on back. So let's go ahead and ask
Yeah,
these.
he's 100%.
Actually, she popped.
100% can
But I'm
judge
gonna have
body
you
count.
pop
100%.
one of these ladies' balloons, just based off of
And get mad
what
at
you've
you
heard
for
so
it,
far. So
too.
let me hand you a pick.
Not just judge you, but like get actively mad
go.
at you,
What I heard.
as if
Yeah, what you
as
heard,
if you
what you
cheated on
see,
him or
whatever it
something.
may be. Go ahead and pop one of the remaining balloons.
Get out! What is
Okay.
going on?
Wait,
Is
we end
it
up
just
popping
me?
hers?
I just don't think the physical attraction was there.
What?
You know, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know.
So why did you have your balloon unpopped for him?
Well, I thought he was cute, but then I had like some concerns. I don't even want me to say it or not.
Say it.
Okay, so I'm not trying to be funny. So I was like thinking like if you were like in my bed or something and I turned the fan on, like you would fly across my room because you're like really skinny. But I like skinny guys, but you're like really skinny.
She's mad.
And then I was also thinking like
She's mad.
if I was in the bed with you and I laid my head on your chest, it would feel like I'm laying on a pile of dishes or something. So I didn't want to, you know.
So you
But
mad?
you're cute though, so.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm 205 pounds, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's just funny. So, I mean,
I know.
you feel how you feel. It is what it is.
There's no offense. I mean, I
No,
like
no.
skinny guys, you know, but
No, I appreciate you being
There's
honest.
no offense.
looking out for you, looking out for me, but
Yeah, she just like lost a whole bunch of attraction points. Like,
Thank
that whole exchange just messed it up.
Go ahead and ask these remaining ladies a question.
DSB, I would do terrible, wonderful things.
Any of y'all always in the club? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like pretty much popping out all the time.
Okay, that's your question.
Pretty much.
Okay. You always outside.
No, I feel like I did that when I was, 21, 22. So I got that out the way. I feel like.
Okay.
He wants to know if you're always outside. Definitely not. I am a homebody for sure.
Okay.
All right. Then we got one more down here. All right. Are we outside?
Okay, wait. Okay, when I was 21, when I turned 21, like, I was outside the whole year. I waited till I was, like, 21 to get in the club, so I never, like, snuck in the club or nothing. But, like, now I've honestly been taking life more seriously. So, I mean, like, I'm single still, so if someone asked me to, but, like, if I've been on flyers, like, yeah, but, like, so, yeah.
Okay.
Look at him.
But I can be a homebody, like, but No, but lately
Look at
I
him.
haven't
He's
been
getting
out,
jealous.
so-
He's getting like
lately?
pre-jealous.
Okay, like
I know these people.
Does traveling
I know him.
You pop out when you're traveling?
Like if I had to go travel and like
Like
my
the way he
with my
breathes,
friends
like,
and,
when he
they wanna go to
breathed
the
on
club,
handing out
like,
flyers.
does that count?
For y'all who don't know, just in
I
case
feel like there's a little bit of
you all
confusion
don't
between
know.
it. It's like you go out a lot.
They
you go out a
they're
lot.
kind of like
Okay,
like
recently,
you know, the
probably
same kind
about
of
a
girls you
couple
see
months ago.
go-go dancing. They
So,
get really attractive women to go on the street outside the clubs and hand out flyers to get people to come into their club.
All right,
And
go
so
ahead
that
and
pisses
pop
them
one
off
of these
because
ladies'
those girls
balloons.
get hit on and yada yada
We should
yada.
have just stayed down there.
This dude is like hyper insecure.
Okay, she's too outside for you?
Yeah. Too outside for me.
gosh.
It was only because like you kind of, not that you didn't know like how long ago or like, it was just a little bit of confusion for me trying to figure out when's the last time you've been out or whatever. You just
Okay.
stopped 2 months ago.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah.
trying to turn over a new
Yeah,
leaf.
exactly.
I respect it, but it's like, it was just a little bit confusing.
Okay.
Why'd you have your balloon unpopped
Hey,
for
talk,
him?
if that's really your
He's
dad, talk to him on
attractive.
speakerphone then.
I
Talk
don't
to him
really
on
see anything negative, so yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got two ladies
Yeah,
remaining.
we get two ladies who are unable to
ladies,
identify
any
red
questions you guys
flags.
want to ask him?
And then they're gonna complain later about
said
being
yes right
controlled.
away.
I would like to ask
Gotta
you the
be
same
more
question. What
aware.
was your
Be
last
aware.
relationship and why did it end?
So my last relationship was like 2 years ago. It ended because we just, weren't growing together and we had a mutual agreement. It's like, we're just not gonna waste any time. So.
Yeah, I bet you that's not her story.
I think. Oh, yours said how long ago is he said?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay, got it. Any questions?
Yeah. So, how soon are you looking to like get married, build a family, stability, or like a stable relationship?
Probably like in the next like year and a half, 2 years. So like if somebody comes along that actually meets like, I wouldn't say like my criteria, but like my standards or whatever, yeah, it'll work.
Okay. That's it.
Any other questions? You guys good? Oh, you do? Okay.
Are you comfortable with silence, or do you feel like you always have to fill the space with conversation?
It depends. Like if we vibe out, if I know your tendencies or something, and you don't want to talk in the morning or you need your coffee or something like that, I'm not gonna press you.
Okay. I like that answer.
Why not the twin, Elite?
All right, time to pop. Okay, why did we end up popping hers?
I just feel like I'm probably more attracted to her than I am you. So
Understandable.
you're very beautiful though. Can't complain. I love the drip.
And why did you have your balloon unpopped for
He's
him?
handsome, and I also like the fact that he said he needs his mother approval with his woman, so I appreciate it.
Cool. Okay, let me bring you on up here. Come on up, come on up. All right, y'all. Any final questions between either one of you?
You can go first. You can go first.
Shit.
You don't have to have one. If you don't have one, don't force it.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna force it, but if you got something for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna force either.
Oh, all right then. That's energy I like. Okay, so is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Yeah.
We got a match! I'll take this mic and you guys can go on up.
Blah. Sometimes I like matches. Sometimes I get all mushy. I'm like, oh, that's so good. I love that for them. But that one was kind of like, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, that is the end of the show. Thank you all so much for being here. Yeah, 2 hours. We almost hit 2 hours right on the dot. Trying to keep it reined in, right? Reined in. Don't forget, tomorrow is Nerds of Culture with myself and Blur Without Fear. For those who don't know, Chris Cypher has stepped down, so it's just us two. So show up, support. I'm not sure what we're gonna talk about tomorrow just yet. Maybe San Diego Comic-Con, maybe Robert Downey Jr. Maybe there's some Nerds of Color because we're rebranding. Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con. There he is. But yeah, Chris will still be in the chat sometimes. But yeah, Chris is just too busy. Chris got like 100,001 things going on, and it's okay. It's all right. That's it. That's the show. Tomorrow, Nerds of Culture. Friday, I plan. Oh, you know what? think my mother-in-law is coming on Friday, but I'm gonna try to do my thing on Friday. You'll see it in the Discord. Don't forget to pour one out for Portland. It is, like we said, no longer there, and Chris fought in the Portland Fires of 2020. Yeah. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow night. Take care of yourself. Take care of others, but yeah, don't forget to take care of yourself too and hydrate. Take care. Peace. I love you all.